So, good evening, Valentin. It's good to have you here. You've
Good.
been part of my team for a very long time in Romania. And I wanted to talk about the story of Romania, how it came about. And for me, it started way back in the 1980s when I was sitting in front of my TV watching what was going on in Romania with Ceausescu. But more than that, it wasn't the political side of things so much as the sight of all those children in orphanages that were just sitting there soothing themselves with nobody to take care of them. And it I was sitting in front of the TV crying my eyes out because I couldn't go. If I hadn't had my own children, I think I would have literally got on a plane and gone to Romania to help out. But I couldn't abandon my children to go and look after other people's children. So it was in I hadn't remembered any of this when I was invited to Romania, and it was in the first medicine wheel that I suddenly realized that there was something about these people that that really touched me. And then it was I asked the question, what's happened to your people? And then I had the whole story about communism and all of that. And then it kind of struck me that what I was doing there was helping in a way I couldn't help in the 1980s, but that I could do now in this time frame. And I remember that you managed to organize orphanage funding for orphanages through my training and that kind of thing. So how has it affected you being part of this medicine wheel in Romania and being part of this story in a way?
Oh, yes. I remember as well that I used to collect money from our colleagues and to go find children, let's say nearby in these places in south of Romania or maybe a little bit upper where they need our funds. Not too much help, but a little help from us, a little help from somebody. But coming back to the origins, it was, let's say the year 2010, when my life was a little bit upside down. So I was looking for something else. It was something else that was missing to me. So in those days, somebody told me about Chris Waters, that she is here to have a training that I really wanted for. So I heard about medicine wheel. I wrote, I read some books. I spoke with some friends of mine, and I say, "Who is this Chris Waters? And how can I get it? How can I get there?" And finally, my dream becomes reality because it was in, I think, in 2011 when I came for the first time to your training. It was in the mountains, and I don't remember how I get there. I remember how I live after my first module, with all the world upside down, understanding that what I have learned, that all my stories, remembering the communist stories and everything that our parents told us, and all these stories, it stay against me and my happiness and my future. And I understand that this is a way that we have to climb on to go from the basement of the pyramid until the top of the pyramid. But I get it. You made it in those moments so clear that, all this way around the wheel and again to go in the center to find our essence, to find our happiness into the world. So it was the beginning of the rest of my life. Something like
Mm,
this.
yeah, nice. And are there some moments, particularly special moments that you remember, some aha moments that you had while you were on the training? Because, you're part of my team now, so you've been in the training for some years. So,
Yeah, yeah. I actually I started in 2011, so I continue with 1 year of stop when my younger daughter, she was born in 2014. So what can I say? There are a lot of moments. I remember, for example, after the first module, when I was driving back home, and I say where I'm going because the world seems to me so different, so new. So I was like a new baby driving a car, and I say, who am I? And of course, I couldn't answer to myself, who am I in this moment? And then in time, I realized that uh, I am the one who can understand better the world. I am the one who can communicate better with the people. I am the one who can put myself in somebody else's shoes and
mm,
understand that he has or she had some needs, and
mm,
I have to listen carefully with what people needs.
mm,
And with these moments, my life have changed for good.
mm,
I also in my business, in my interaction with my clients, I have understood that I am a person on the same level with the others, even if the others were employed me. So I have to tell my truth and to be in my authenticity. So
mm,
there are a lot of moments. It's maybe it's hard to me to remember something, but this will change my life, change it so much that I cannot remember who I was before before starting the wheel. Uh, I have funny stories with our colleagues in the winter time, and they have sent me to buy something. We need some candles one day. So I took the car on the snow. So the car get over the snow and I couldn't pass it. My car was stuck
mm,
there. But everybody came and helped me. And then I come back, and it was so beautiful those times to be together in the wheel and to to work together, to discover together all the new stuff. Yes. It's beautiful.
yeah, because you can do that work, inner work by yourself, but when you do it as part of a group, there's something really powerful and very special about the kind of connections that you make with people on the medicine wheel, because you work together, you hear each other's stories, you heal together. And there's something quite magical about the bonds that you make with people.
I have to admit that in this respect, we have learned a lot from you because you are the connection that keep us together during the class and teach us how to go deeper and deeper in our work and how to be connected. You know, you remember me about my teacher from the first grade. I mean, she was staying with us until we learned to write exactly how should be, and even when we make mistakes, in it was not a mistake, it was an experience. So she has all the patience in the world, staying with us and helping us to be better and to understand better what this is what you have done with us. You have keep us together. You have opened our eyes to see better and to understand better. And when we made mistakes, you said it's not a mistake, it is an experience. So go for it. Everything is possible. Yes. So uh,
Mm,
this is what I mean. You succeeded to keep us together, and you succeeded to that all the teachings go inside our bonds, go inside
mm,
our souls, and change us, and be new people, be the people who we are today, people who can see different the world and have different relationships and raise our children differently.
mm.
And this is what the medicine and what your teachings did to us. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's lovely. Thank you for that, Valentin, because I think um, my style of teaching is that, to encourage people to go really deep and to make it safe enough for people to do that together. And yeah, I've seen so many people unfold. It's almost like their hearts open and become who they were supposed to be. And in Romania, when I first went there, everybody seemed very closed and stuck. And over the many years that I've been there, bit by bit, I've watched the unfoldment of this beautiful people who are wild and wild in a lovely way, not, what shall I say, not tameable, not domesticated,
Yes.
but their hearts are open, and yeah, it's really lovely to be part of that.
Yeah, thank you. You remember me of difficult times when my mother used to say to me, you have you don't have to go to the church. You don't have to go, you don't have to see foreign people. In my college, I used to have a German girlfriend, and it was forbidden for me to accommodate and to stay with this German, and it was a democratic German girl. It was communist as us. So my mother, she has a lot of problems. So all this stuff, all these stories, they were overwhelming us. They were like,
Mm,
like a cover,
mm,
like armor.
mm,
And so this is what happens in this school. We discover easy, maybe in the first years, not that the process was slower for us,
mm,
like
mm,
people who used to stay tens of years in the communist times.
mm,
And all the old stories, it was more difficult to be to be taken apart. But now
mm,
it's more easy. Now it's more
mm,
easy, and it's a new what we have learned in this school. It's something that we have to let go all the old stories, and it's not easy.
yeah.
It's not
Mm,
easy, but it's beautiful.
mm,
I have sometimes I have people who ask me, do you remember this and that? And I say, no, I'm sorry, I can't remember. I have transcended all these old
mm,
stories because now I just become a new person. So I'm informed by what happens today and maybe what I
mm,
want to happen tomorrow.
mm,
So thank you
yeah.
again for this.
Yeah, that's a lovely notion, because for me this particular medicine has that quality of not not being informed by the past, but informed by who we're becoming, and to step into that. So you've just described that really beautifully, and to watch, you know, to watch, especially your generation as well, and my generation, who, like you say, were so immersed in communism and what that meant, and the lack of freedom that you had, and to
Yes.
watch all of that just be pulled away gently, stripped away gently, so that you could be who you were supposed to be. And that, yeah, what a
Yeah.
gift, and
Yeah.
what a blessing that I could be,
Yeah.
even play my part in that. And
Of course.
if
A
and if I
big
go
part.
back to yeah, if I go back to the that moment when I sat in front of the television crying about the children that were abandoned and orphaned, and how could I help then? And I look now and say, well, I couldn't help them, but I'm helping now, or
Mm,
have been.
yeah.
And you're right, the young people coming through now are already much more free, because they don't their grandparents hold those stories, but for you, your parents hold those stories. It's so close, and was a lot of fear and embodied in those stories, that you've all
Yeah,
transcended. Mm,
yeah. And imagine that we can very easy pass all these stories to our children and to
yeah,
our
yeah,
and
exactly.
everything can go on if you don't stop, if we don't say now is the stop, it's the moment to
Mm,
stop this. Who,
mm,
I, we should do this. I
yeah.
remember that, when you teach us to make the sand painting,
Mm,
and I saw myself in a maze with all these
mm,
souls, and in two dimensions, I see myself before the wheel. And in the wheel,
mm,
I discovered to go up
mm,
and to take a look from above to this maze, to understand, to see it from another dimension. This is what really happens. This is what
yeah.
really happens. It changed my view and my perspective
Mm,
to the world and to myself. And what is this maze? This maze, it's something that it's inside me. It's not a world outside. The world
mm,
may be the same, and maybe it's better,
mm,
maybe it's worse. But if we change inside us, this is the way
mm,
how we
yeah.
get happy and how we can make others around us to be happy. Because it's not only us who change, everybody's changing. When we make the
Mm,
change inside us,
yeah.
we understand this. I understand this, and from you.
Mm, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It's like change your perspective of the world and the world changes. But of
Exactly.
course, it's our world that changes. The influence that we have on our families, our communities is so much more positive and life enriching when we work with ourselves. So it's a joy to be able to witness that and to be part of that. So yeah. So
And
Valentine, thank you so much for
thank you
sharing.
also myself for sharing it. What I want to tell you in the end that it's my duty to pass this, to teach my children, to teach my people, to maybe not teach them if they don't want, but to increase their awareness about what
Mm,
happens and how they should how they should make it into the world. This is
mm,
this is something that I want to do. I want to do
mm.
it. And thank you.
Yeah, I think I can hear your passion for that, which is like my passion. You know, I changed my life through these medicine teachings, and then the seeds go on, don't they? When you start to teach your people, and the seeds of that get spread. And I do remember um, Tino, when he was in Romania, saying to me, look at the seeds that you are planting all over everywhere. It's like that's
Exactly.
what we're doing, isn't it?
Yes.
Planting seeds.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Seeds of hope, seeds of love, a different kind of um just a different kind of spreading of the love virus.
Seeds of seeing with the heart and
Mm,
loving from the heart. And
yeah.
yes.
So it's been a pleasure to talk with you, Valentina. Thank you so much for agreeing to have this conversation, and I will see you next week.
Yes, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Mm,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna